I remember when I first came into contact with the idea of integrating your shadow. And initially, I just couldn't understand it because what possible benefit could there be to integrating something bad, something evil into my life? So it's causing a ruckus. Those are the parts of you that you think are harmful, not only to others, but to yourself as well. My sisters and my mom always told me, like, be kind, be good, no matter what. And, like, these ideas are etched so deeply in my soul that I just completely rejected the idea that I could harbor anything dark, anything bad, anything evil within me. But despite that belief, I still had the disturbing thoughts. I still had the disturbing emotions. And my conscience would try and reject it as it fought desperately to present myself to others and to myself as a pure, kind-hearted, warm person. Like, how is it possible that if that was how I was, I could hurt other people? How could I still be perceived as selfish? And it was so confusing. It was so painful, really, to learn that I have the potential for evil. I have the potential to hurt people, whether intentionally or unintentionally, whether with good intentions or bad intentions. Regardless, the effect that I produce is still there. For many years, I tried to keep on pushing it down, denying those bad and evil parts of me. But the more I did that, the more I tried to push those feelings down, the more violently it erupted elsewhere. And I came to realize that it was this very mentality of trying to purge the darkness within you, purge the potential for harm and evil within you, that led it to express itself in ugly ways, or in ways that you cannot control. Because fundamental laws of the universe, right? Fundamental laws of reality, where there is light, there is darkness. It's all relational. Every force has an equal and opposing force. And that there is no getting rid of the dark side of you. Because that dark side of you is just as much a part of you as the light side of you. It is only interpreted as dark in relation to the light, in relation to what you deem as good and what you've deemed as bad. And here's the fucking catch that may be true for you, but it's definitely true for me. I played a minimal role in deciding what is good and what is bad for myself. Instead, society, expectations from others, conditioning, like those were the forces that shaped what I learned to reject about myself, not what I wanted for myself. Like toxic masculinity, feeling like my worth is dependent on acceptance and validation from others, internalizing the idea that success equals achievement and nothing else. Like, all these forces that I myself am trying to uncover and untangle have caused me to create this appraisal in my mind that affects how I experience reality and act in it, that I myself wasn't a part of that process, of that decision-making process. And that your beliefs about what is good and what is bad, about yourself and the world, will directly affect what you experience and what you do. And the thing is, like, me saying that out loud just makes it sound intuitive as fuck. But what's also interesting, what you deem undesirable or bad in yourself can completely change depending on the situation or the person that you're interacting with. Even if we like to think that there's the bad, the shadow, and the good, the light, there's no rigid overarching paradigm as to what is your shadow and what is your light. It is conditional, malleable, and completely dependent on your situation. Because the same competitive drive and desire to win and be right is a nightmare during an argument with a partner or a loved one, but makes you invaluable on a basketball team. Or the same stubbornness that keeps you from realizing that you're wrong and keeps you embarrassing yourself is now perceived as persistence if what you're onto is something true. So when you reject your shadow, you're not actually eliminating these negative traits per se about yourself. What you're really doing is you're just removing them from conscious control. You're treating a part of yourself as foreign, as like you don't accept that part of you, and it's not me. That's not me. I'm not evil. I'm not a bad person. I'm not manipulative. I'm not selfish. But you alienating that energy from you means that you cannot control that energy anymore because it's outside your domain. And this is where the real work begins. This is the journey that I'm on right now. It's not in eliminating my shadow, but it's taking responsibility in directing it and seeing, like, is it possible to turn this thing that looks so ugly right now into something beautiful? And this is the process that I've been employing recently to help me integrate my own shadow. And the first step is acknowledging that your shadow is a part of who you are, like we discussed. It's not a demon that possessed you, like it's not something that cut out of you like a cancer, it's part of you. It is your energy. And then number 2 is recognizing that you only see your shadow as your shadow because of what you believe to be desirable about your identity. The shadow is defined by the light that you're trying to project, But what is your light? What is your shadow? What do you believe is desirable and what do you believe is undesirable? Why do you believe that? Why do you believe that about yourself? Is it because you decided? Is it because someone else told you? Is it because of what TikTok's telling you? And once you've done those two things, here comes a really important part. See, this is where most people get stuck, because at least this is where I got stuck, because I thought integration means accepting that I'm a bad person, right? Giving myself permission to be cruel, but that's not it. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, of course not. We're not gonna give fucking permission for people to be cruel. It's not accepting that you're a bad person, but understanding that there is something within you that's producing a force that you are turning into something bad by not consciously controlling it, by not consciously being aware of it. Because nothing has a set meaning, you know? Anything can be transmuted into anything. A stray dog that's aggressive and bites everyone, right, and has the potential for violence, when trained and domesticated, can become the best fucking guard dog who keeps your home safe. Pride can lead you astray, but it also can give you the necessary confidence to do something great. So in order to integrate your shadow, you must recognize it and see how it's energy that can be harnessed, and that it is such a powerful source of you, a powerful part of you that you can direct towards a pursuit that you deem meaningful and good, and that it does not have to stay stuck as bad and evil. And this is your responsibility, not to be perfect and only possess good traits, but to take ownership of all the energy that flows through you. Even if initially when it flows through you, it feels negative, it feels fucked up, but you have the power to guide it towards creating something rather than destroying something. And this is an analogy that really helped me, and it's mostly inspired by Taoism and the Tao and the constant flow of energy that is the universe. You know, think of yourself as an endless stream of water, right? And the energy flowing through you is like the current in a river. And your life force will flow out of you whether you like it or not. It's constantly flowing because you're constantly interacting. You're constantly sending your energy out, and it's interacting with whatever the fuck is out here, and it's coming back to you, right? There's constant flow. And it's not your fault that you have the thoughts and the impulses that you have. You didn't design your nervous system. You didn't choose your early environment. You didn't select which traits would emerge from your particular combination of genetics and experience. But it is your responsibility to channel whatever energy that comes your way, that comes out of you, towards the highest good that you deem for yourself. Because your job is to build the canals for the energy, like, you know, clear out the land, dig the troughs. Because without these channels, without you actively creating the pathways of how you want your energy to flow and where to, the water might flood, or it might stagnate, it might erode land around it completely. But with intentional channels, that same water can irrigate crops, it could power mills, dams, it sustains life. And for me, the shadow traits that I've been taught to suppress, like competitiveness, anger, pride, selfishness, intensity, they aren't pollutants in the water of your energy that you're trying to get rid of. They're the force of the current itself. They are the energy that is flowing out of you. The question isn't whether that energy exists. The question is, where are you directing that energy? Because your ability and value does not lie in what you are. It lies in what you're able to create with what you have. So face your shadow and ask, how can these ugly and evil sides of me somehow, right? It sounds like a crazy question right now, but somehow be put to use to help myself, help others, maybe help the world? Can your anger fuel your advocacy for others? Can your pride give you the backbone to stand alone when it matters? Can your selfishness teach you to build a life that you don't need to escape from? Context and intention is everything. The energy within you is not inherently good or evil. It simply is. And what matters is what you build with it. What matters is where you point it. And what matters is whether you take responsibility for being the architect of your own energy, or whether you just let your life force flat out aimlessly, which could cause harm that you never intended. Because I found that when I let my shadow run unbridled, it exposed my lack of strength and responsibility, and has led to my unraveling on multiple occasions. And worst of all, harm onto others. But to face yourself, to accept all of what you are, and commit to and try to just channel it purposely towards creating good for yourself and the world, that's where your power lives.